Good morning, everyone, and once again, I welcome you back to the English online classes. And let's continue with this beautiful chapter. Uh, it's going to muddle you up, That is chapter 7 Yvonne Tries an O level by Colleen Dexter. Not wasting time, I will just have a quick recall of what we have done in the previous class, and then let's continue with what we have to do for this video. Yvonne tries an O level. As I have told you, this story is about trusting a criminal or not for education purpose, because we all know that in jail they are allowed to do educate themselves. And the second thing is about the negligence or underestimate someone. Here in this story, we people have come across the various characters, in which one is the secretary of the examination board, the second one is the governor of the HM prison, Oxford, third one is definitely the great hero of ours. Please don't mind when I say great hero. I'm just calling it so because the whole story circulates around him. That is a prisoner, a criminal. That is James Evans. And then two prison officers are there, Jackson and Stephens. Then one invigilator is there. He's a parson, a priest, named as S. McClary. And then there will be a detective superintendent, which will be coming very later on. That is Mr. Carter. And then one inspector, chief inspector. His name is Mr. Bell. Their appearance will be a little later only. And then we people have seen that the governor, he calls up the secretary of the examination board, requesting for a prisoner to be given a chance to give the O level exam of German language, to which there was conversation between the two of them, in which the secretary asked whether he knows anything, and the general, he said that from last September, means in the month of March, he had called up, and year before in September month onwards the tuition had started, means he had been given a tutor to learn German language inside the jail. So from a few months he had been learning, so most probably he might have learned a lot, or at least something. Then he asked him about what kind of a person that prisoner is, to which the governor said that he is a jolly good type of a prisoner who mimics very beautifully, and he is having only one problem, that he is a kleptomaniac, you remember? I told you his habit, that's a habit in which unknowingly, without the permission of the owner, the things are picked up by the person who is suffering from this. And the story protagonist, that is James Roderick Evans, quite a grand name it is. And then he is suffering from this. Governor wanted to say something else also, but he stayed mum. He said that that matter he will look after himself. And then it was decided that he should be given a separate room, and governor said that he already stays in a separate cell. So secretary said that then the examination will not be a problem. And in this way the conversation was going on, and they decided to call a parson or a priest for invigilation of the examination. And the conversation came to an end, and the governor, he started thinking about Evans. This is what we people have gone through in the previous video, so let's continue it. So we'll be coming to page number 72 of your textbook, and let me read it out for you. And I hope that the books are open right in front of you. He wants the break, as the prison officers called him. Thrice he had escaped from prison, and but for the recent wave of unrest in the maximum security establishments up north, he wouldn't now be grazing the governor's premises in Oxford, and the governor was going to make absolutely certain that he wouldn't be disgracing them. Not that Evans was a real burden, just a persistent nagging presence. He would be all right in Oxford, though the governor would see to that, would see to it personally. And besides, there was just a possibility that Evans was genuinely interested in O level German. Just a slight possibility. Just a very slight possibility. At 8:30 p.m. on Monday, 7 June, Evans' German teacher shook him by the hand in the heavily guarded recreational block just across from D. Okay, a nickname is there for this Ivan's, What is the name, Ivan's the Brick. Once it came in the board examination that why he has been nicknamed, or can you tell something about Ivan? So one of his specialization is this, that he has been given the nickname as Ivan's the Break because thrice he broke the jail and he escaped from there. And because of that reason, when he had expressed his wish to do his academics, the governor had tried his level best and going to put up maximum security regarding the same. And governor was very sure that he's not going to give Evans any chance to bring disgrace to him by escaping from the Oxford jail. It was not that Ivan was a burden or something, but like we are having some thought now which continuously exists in our mind, and it keeps on troubling us. So Ivan was one such kind of a presence. And then about his examination, governors thought that about the exam I will see personally, so that Ivan will not get any chance to escape this time. And also he thought that maybe there might be a chance that Ivan really want to give the German O level exam. Little, a very little possibility might be there, very slight. So at least something might be there of that sort. And then uh, now you please keep yourself more alert, because every step there will be something for you which you must be remembering any time. I'll just shoot up a question, and at least if you are not answering me over here, you should know the answer of it. 8:30 p.m. on Monday, 7th June, Monday, 8:30 in the evening, Ivan's German teacher, remember, Ivan had been taking classes from which month? From September, and in the month of March, the governor had asked for the examination. So all these months, this German teacher had been teaching Ivan's German language. Okay, so this German teacher, because now exam is going to be conducted, his role is over, so he came over there to the recreational block of D wing. Our Ivan's was kept in the D wing, so one recreational block was there. There he came and he shook hand with him. Now let us see further. Guten Glück, Herr Evans. Pardon? I said, good luck. Good luck. Good luck for tomorrow. Oh, thanks. Dankins Khan. You haven't a cat and hell's chance of getting through, of course. But I may surprise everybody, said Evans. A very small conversation between his German teacher and himself. Like how when you are about to give the examination, teachers they say good luck to you. No? So when they say good luck to you, I hope you understand that good luck. Now here, which exam Ivan was supposed to give? German language. The German teacher came and he said to Evans, Guten Glück. When he said this Guten Glück, Ivan, instead of saying thank you, what he said, pardon. Pardon means he didn't understood that. Okay, keep it in your mind. I'm not going for any exaggerate explanation of it, any elaborate explanation. Just keep in mind all the points. Then the German teacher said, I said good luck for tomorrow's exam. Then immediately Ivan, he said, oh, good luck, thank you. Then he said in German, thank you, as Dankins can. Then the German teacher, he said that, see, I am fully sure you don't even have a minute chance of getting through. Of course. Now he said, but, and he didn't complete his sentence. He said there is very least chance. Cat and health means very negligible chance of yours to get through. Get through what? That has not been said. That has not been said over here. But Ivan said that, just wait, I'm going to surprise everybody. God knows now what Ivan is planning out. At 8:30 the following morning, Evans had a visitor. Two visitors, in fact. He tucked his grubby string vest into his equally grubby trousers and stood up from his bunk, smiling cheerfully. Morning, Mr. Jackson. This is indeed an honor. Okay, I'll take little for you. Not much paras I'll take together. Now here, do you remember Monday 7th June at 8:30? That German teacher met him. At 8:30 the following morning. Following morning means the next day, Tuesday, 8th June. Around 8:30 in the morning, Evans had a visitor. Means somebody entered into the cell in which Ivan was kept. Actually, two people came there. So Ivan was wearing a very dirty string vest. Means what we people call the men are wearing the vest. Vest means bunny, and equally grubby here means that how dirty that vest was, that much dirty only his pants also were. And he tucked means putting the vest inside his pant. He stood up from his bunk. He was sitting down on the bunk. You know what is a bunk? That bed which is there in the cell for them to sleep. And then he saw the visitor and he smiled at him and he said that, "Oh, morning, Mr. Jackson. It's an honor to see you over here." And then, who was this Jackson? Let us see. Jackson was the senior prison officer on D Wing, and he and Evans had already become warm enemies. At Jackson's side stood Officer Stephen, a burly, surly looking man only recently recruited to the profession. Okay, now who were these two guys inside the cell? These two were prison officers. One was a senior fellow, and another one was newly appointed, recruited, appointed. And this senior officer, he was of that wing itself, D wing, where Evans was. And this senior officer Jackson and Evans, they were very warm enemies. You know what a warm enemy is? Yeah, they cannot withstand each other, and whenever they get a chance, they can cut each other's throat. And along with that, Stephen was there, somewhat a burly, means a healthy, a fatty type of a man. He was standing there with him. Jackson nodded curtly. "And how's our little Einstein this morning then? Wasn't he a mathematician, Mr. Jackson?" "I think he was a Jew, Mr. Jackson." Ivan's face was unshaven and he wore a filthy looking red and white bobble hat upon his head. "Give me a chance, Mr. Jackson. I was just going to shave when you bust in." Okay, let me hold here. Now here he said, Jackson, he just commented, you can say he taunted on Evans, and he said, "Okay, so how are you? Good morning, Mr. Einstein." You know, we all know Einstein. We all know, isn't it? That he was a great and a famous personality. Famous personality in the sense that he had done wonders in science. And then Evans, when Jackson called him Einstein, he said, "Oh, he was a mathematician." Oh, no, a Jew. Actually, Jackson made fun of Ivan, and Ivan made fun of that same thing. And then, now let us come to, that was just the warm enemies conversation, okay. And then Ivan's face was unshaven, means beard and all was there, and then he was looking very dirty, filthy. And he was wearing a dirty red and white bobble hat upon his head. Have you seen that in the cold weather people cover their head, gents and all, they cover their head fully with a round type of a cap, woolen cap? Yeah, same type of cap in red and white color he too was wearing over his head. And that hat was very dirty. He himself was very dirty, and the hat was terribly dirty. And he said to Mr. Jackson, "Mr. Jackson, I was about to shave. I was about to clean up when you just came in, bust in. Bust in means came in." Then to that, Jackson's reaction, you see. Which reminds me, Jackson turned his eyes on Stephens. Make sure you take his razor out of the cell when he's finished scraping that ugly mug of his. Clear? One of these days he will do us all a favor and cut his bloody throat. Here again you can see the beautiful, you can say that the lovely feelings of Jackson towards Evans. When Evans said that I was about to shave myself when you came inside, then Jackson immediately turned to Stephen and he said that this reminds me, ये मुझे याद दिलाता है that you must, mean Stephen, he's telling Stephen that you must be very sure that you take the razor away from this fellow once he scrape here. Scraping that ugly mug means taking out that ugly mug is the beard, okay, the hairs, and here scraping out means shaving off. Once he shave off that, you must take the razor away. And then deep desire, or you can say a kind of a wish, he said that if possible in one of these days this person Evans must take that razor and cut off his throat so that we all can be in peace. That's what he meant. Now for a few seconds Evans looked thoughtfully at the man standing ramrod straight in front of him. A string of Second World War medals proudly paraded over his left breast pocket. Mr. Jackson, was it you who took away my nail scissors? Who took my nail scissors away? Evans had always worried about his hands. And your nail file too. Look, for a moment, Evans' eyes smoldered dangerously, but Jackson was ready for him. Orders of the governor, Evans. He leaned forward and laid, his voice dropping into a harsh, contemptuous whisper. You want to complain? Evans shrugged his shoulders lightly. The crisis was over. Okay. Now, when Jackson said all those things about Evans was just standing and looking at him, and he was looking at that man who was standing like a rod over there. I mean, stiffly, who was standing over there with all the medals displayed. Paraded here means is displayed over his shirt pocket, breast pocket means the pocket which was on his chest place. And he asked him actually that Mr. Jackson, are you the person who have taken my nail scissors? Actually, Evans is very crazy about his nails to be always trimmed and cleaned. Okay, and your nail file too, Jackson said. I not only took your nail scissors, I also took the nail file. Then Yvonne suddenly got angry, and with, like, when a person gets angry and the eyes are reddish and full of anger, Yvonne looked at Jackson and he said that, look. Then Jackson, he was not worried, he was ready for this, and he just leaned forward. Means like you threaten somebody ना, किसी को धमकी दे रहे हो, सामने झुकते हो टेबल पे, थोड़ा सा like a filmy type ना. Jackson leaned forward and then he said, these are the orders of the governor Evans. And then in a very harsh, hatred filled type voice he said that, you want to complain about this? Evans just simply he shook his shoulder, means kanda uchkaya usne, and thank God the crisis got over. Otherwise a lot of debate would have taken place at that particular moment over there. So further, you have got half an hour to smarten yourself up, Evans, and take that bloody hat off. Me? Hat? Oh. Evans put his right hand lovingly on the top of filthy woolen and smiled sadly. Do you know, Mr. Jackson, it's the only thing that's ever brought to me any sort of luck in life. Kind of lucky charm, if you know what I mean. And today I thought, well, with me, exam and all that, buried somewhere in Jackson was a tiny core of compassion, and Evans knew it. Now, after this hot debate was over, our Jackson, he said to Yvonne that, please, you have got half an hour, you smarten yourself. Means you just clean yourself. Take that bloody hat off, that dirty hat off from your head. Now Yvonne, with his hand lovingly cuddling and what he was striking or moving over the hat, he said that, see, Mr. Jackson, I have got nothing in my life. Only this hat is one which brings some luck for me, like lucky charm type. So, with my exam today, can I just keep it on? You all might have seen, I have seen many students doing this. Like, say, for example, if you have written a paper with a pen with which and that day the exam went off well, you will try your level best to use the same pen the next exam also. Kind of a feeling of lucky charm. So he said to Jackson the same thing. And Ivan knew that Jackson, though he was very rough and like all those kind with him, but still he had a compassionate heart within himself. And Ivan has just pricked that, and he got a very positive answer for that. Just this once, then Shirley Temple. If there was one thing that Jackson genuinely loathed about Ivan's, it was his long wavy hair and get shaving. Okay, so Ivan is having long hairs, long wavy hairs, and that was inside that cap. So when he said that, please this time you keep, let me keep that, our Jackson melted off, and he said that, okay, okay, Shirley Temple, a kind of a mocktail, only this time, one chance, but you have to shave, you have to get yourself shaved. Now I will just give a hold to this video here, and we will hang it up, and let's continue with the rest in the next class, in which we'll come across some more interesting facts about this examination, this O level examination. Till then, goodbye and take care.